Thank you, Senator Kolkhorst. In the Senate HHS committee hearing, you pointed out the restrictive language from last session's bill that prevented CMS approval. If the amendment is added, is it likely that CMS will not approve it again, and then we're kind of in the same situation?
No, and I think that's a fair question. We never received in writing why CMS denied the, at the time, waiver. Since in 2021 now, there's a law that we can do a state plan amendment to go to 12 months. So we're not sure if it was the 6 months, if it was the language, and of course, keep in mind the language came over from the House exactly as you see in on page 1. Lines 27 and 28, that is exactly how the language, except for I moved it from 12 months to 6 months. Keep in mind, and I don't want to get in the minutia, but we have Healthy Texas Women Plus, another waiver that we were waiting up there because we had identified what women struggle with the most. In those 12 months, we had 2 months, then we would move to 6 months, and then we would have moved them into Healthy Texas Women Plus, and then after that, of course, they go into Healthy Texas Women. And so, Senator Alvarado, the attempt of the language is to allay, some of the comments in a potential amendment that would have changed it and just struck the 6 months on that page. It would have struck out the language that we saw coming from the House, and on line 27 would have put 12 months. I think that many times we put intent language into our bills to make sure that there's some guidance there. But I think as CMS looks at it, what we're instructing them for is to say, this is what we want to do. We want to do 12 months. The language is not as restrictive. Give all the tools available for us to, again, reach that 12-month goal while also saying this is our intent. So again, I think in working with a number of members that wanted to see an amendment that would have changed the bill, I think the intent language is the right way to go at this point.
I'm just concerned that we're going to end up where we were before, well, in the current situation. And while they may not have put it in writing, I think there have probably been some conversations where they've indicated that that language was problematic. So yeah, that's my concern. Again, is that
I think I respect the language that we have in the bill, and we also, it's pretty obvious. I mean, and again, this is post-Dobbs. The other one was pre-Dobbs. So when we were here in 2021, the Dobbs decision had not been handed down. We had passed our trigger law. And so, Senator Alvarado, my goal is to get this bill over the goal line and allay some of the fears of, not the fears, the concerns of members on this floor that wanted to see at least that we state we are a pro-life state. In talking, and I've dealt with several different groups today in talking about the concern, and I think that this is a compromise that is best.
Okay, good. I know that all walks of life, different religious groups showed up. Catholics, Lutherans, Baptists all showed up to testify on this bill. They didn't seem to have any issue with the bill as is. So just, very
you say that, and I've been on the phone all day. So
okay.
did have help with some of those groups in writing this very carefully crafted intent language this evening.
Okay. Were you aware that the SPA option is the most expedient federal approval process Texas can use to implement the 12 months postpartum Medicaid?
Say that one more time.
Were you aware that the SPA option...
Yes, the state plan amendment. Absolutely.
That it's the most expedient federal approval process that Texas can use to implement 12 months postpartum Medicaid coverage?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. What are you aware that the legislation provides 12 months postpartum coverage for only a subset of the population? Texas has to apply for a waiver instead of a SPA.
So when you say a subset of a population, are you talking about
small group
pregnant women that have given birth or have ended their determination. Are you saying we should go for a waiver or the SPA?
Well, Texas has to apply with a waiver instead of a SPA.
I think we will apply for an SPA to get things going according to the agency, and knowing how they do, they may apply for the whole waiver as well.
All right, thank you for answering my questions.
Surely.